In the know.
Good evening, everyone.
In the know.
Tony Reeves, fire. Following the news in any way, shape, or form. No shortage of things to talk about. What does it mean? What will it bring? This is a reality we simply have to accept. Tony Reeves, fire. Tony Reeves. Let's go ahead and get started.
So here you are. You find yourself in a position of asking the magical question. I'm getting disability benefits. I want to leave the country. Can I go? I'm like, okay, slow it down there a wee bit. Back it up. First of all, you got to start with two very fundamental. Let me say this again. Ooh, a little nervous, looking kind of crazy there. That's what's happening when you get your hair cut and you're looking clean. Ha. Let's start with a couple of basic fundamental questions. Okay? Basic fundamental questions. So this way that you're not losing sight of the bigger picture. What types of disability benefits are you receiving? Are you receiving disability insurance benefits, or SSD? Or are you receiving supplemental security income, SSI? Let's talk about each one. If you're receiving, I'm reading this straight from Social Security. If you're receiving SSD, Social Security has a tool on their website to determine if you're eligible to receive them if you're leaving the country. Certain countries, Social Security will not release funds to you while you are in those countries. You don't want to be surprised and find yourself shocked when you're leaving the country and you go to a country that Social Security is like, no, dog, we ain't letting you get any money from our system in that country. So make sure you use that tool in order to demonstrate to Social Security, or at least to make sure you can know if this is a country that Social Security doesn't have a problem releasing money to you abroad. If you are receiving supplemental security income and listen carefully, I'm reading it directly from the regulations. This is from the POMS, or Programs Operation Manuals. An individual is not eligible for SSI benefit for any month during all of which he or she is outside of the U.S. So let's simplify it here for you. If you're getting SSD, can you get money when you leave the country? Possibly, depends on the country. Find out first. SSI? No. If you're leaving the country, for any and all the months that you're outside of the U.S., you're not supposed to get SSI. Okay? Now, when we come back, we're going to talk about why it's important to keep Social Security informed with regards to these things.
Under the Social Security regulations, representatives are permitted to practice before the administrative agency anywhere in the country, which means that when you're looking for a representative, you can find someone who doesn't necessarily have to be in your state if you're just going before the administrative agency. So it's possible to have an attorney or representative who's from Utah, even though you may be in Georgia. And our office is actually no different. So if you're wondering which states we cover, check this out. Now, the tricky part is once you have to sue the Social Security Administration. Under that situation, you want to have an attorney that's representing you in your jurisdiction. So if you have a representative who's in another state and you've gone all the way to the Appeals Council and you've been denied and you want to sue the Social Security Administration, make sure you ask that representative whether or not they can sue someone in that particular state.
Okay. Some of you right now are there. Not some of you, but I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this video, you're giving some thought. If you're already outside of the country and you're getting benefits and so forth, you might already be an individual who's in a country that Social Security is acceptable of releasing funds into that country. As I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, if you're receiving SSD, as long as you are in a country that they are, agreeable to you receiving benefits, then you're fine. SSI, you're not eligible to receive benefits for any month during all of which you're outside of the U.S. Let me tell you two things that you need to be aware of. This is going to sound crazy. But listen to me when I tell you this. Don't be slick. And this is not me trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. When I say don't be slick, it's not me being condescending. It's just the reality is that if you're getting monies when you're not supposed to, Social Security is going to find out. And you don't want to be in a situation where you create an overpayment where you start owing the government money. Or more importantly, putting yourself in line for possible criminal charges for fraud. Make sure you take it upon yourself to educate them about your circumstances. If you're receiving SSI and you're trying to figure out if you can leave, find out from them what happens if you leave. Find out from them if the benefits are discontinued or are suspended. What do you need to do to get them reinstated if you're only going for a short period of time? Same thing with SSD. You don't want to be in this weird situation where you've left the country and without finding out, and then Social Security finds out later, and all of a sudden your money gets all jacked up. Make sure you let them know about your circumstances so that you can see and you can make sure you determine properly if your disability program is one that allows you the ability to leave the country, and if you leave the country and your benefits are suspended, what do you need to do to get them reinstated once you return to the U.S.?
I want to thank all of you for engaging in the videos. Make sure you take the opportunity to send me any comments or send me any particular questions that you want me to have addressed here. As you know, this show is for you. And so the only way I can make sure that I can provide you some good information is if you provide me some good questions. Keep them coming, and right here on Q&A, Social Security Disability Today.